We're gonna have him stick around. We're gonna have him for the Ask Yo AunTeas and everything else.
Yes.
So, what time is it right now?
Ask your auntie. Yes.
I don't know where that came from, Spirit.
Yeah.
Oh man! So you have it, Dawon?
I got her. Okay. This is from Anonymous. So, aunties, I've been pondering about going to a clothing optional resort after the pandemic, of course. But one thing that's making me a bit reluctant. Now, I don't mind being naked in the slightest, but I am the textbook definition of being a grower, not a shower. I say that when I'm flaccid, I'm maybe 2 to 3 inches, depending on the warmth. But when I get hard, it grows to 8.5 inches.
Oh, he had to stunt.
So my question is that something people notice and take into consideration? And will that hinder any chances of meeting new cuties?
I mean, they missing out.
That part.
If that's what you hung up on,
no pun intended and pun intended.
You missing out.
Well, let's give our resident auntie Limoncello the opportunity to ponder this grower, not a shower dilemma.
Well, I've never had this question before, so I'm gonna need a minute to think about it. But I think that it depends what their goal is. Are they going there to meet people for dates, meet people for hooking up, to just hang out and have fun? Maybe start by going somewhere where it's warm. so that you're not hiding so much. Or maybe go with a friend that you've shared this intimate detail of your life with, and other people will see you with him. Or I don't know. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, I feel like, I get it, especially in the gay community, because it always comes back to some sexualized moment, it seems like. But it's just like, go enjoy yourself. Like, I think you're probably thinking about it way more than anyone there is thinking about it, because everyone knows what it is. Everyone, especially like if you've been around the block or two, you know that there's growers and showers and all in between, and the spectrum of penis sizes out there, So I think we put so much more pressure on ourselves in that regard than necessary, quite honestly. It's a nude resort. Go have fun. And here's the thing about like nude resorts. You don't have to be nude. So if you're not comfortable being naked, have a Speedo on, have board shorts on, whatever makes you comfortable, until you get even more comfortable and realize, oh, wait, hold on. Like, there's sizes galore here and things like that. Like, I personally have been to a nude resort, and I get the anxiety potentially if you have never been to one, of thinking, oh, do I compare to this person and that person? Are they going to like me? Do I not? Especially if your goal, like you were saying, Nick, is to potentially maybe hook up and things like that. But I think you're putting unnecessary pressure on yourself. And then, like Jerrell said, they missing out. But, like the one that does want to link up with you, surprise, bitch.
Right. They're going to be like, oh, no, I wasn't ready.
Right. I wasn't
ready. My expectations were here. You took me here. I need to be about here.
Right.
Yeah. I know. Honestly, I think there might be something to unpack, though, with just that self-confidence and stuff, loving which you have, like I said something like that last weekend about, like the conversation last week was like, why does people have to lie about the size of the penis? And I think, just own, accept what you have, and really just, live in that. And I think if you got to a point if you got to that point, I don't think it would really bother you so much as far as what other people would think. And I agree with both Kerel and Nick, just, it's optional, so take a breath, just find you a little pocket where you feel comfortable if need be. You don't have to circuit the whole damn place,
Right.
Maybe you found you a little bench, a little, little part where you're like, okay, I feel comfortable here. I ain't in everything, you know, and that works too. But I mean, at the end of the day, you have more than what some people wish they had. And I think there's something to be grateful with that alone. And I think if you just shifted your mindset a little bit, you will find yourself 100% more comfortable and confident going into that resort.
I also imagine that if this person has never been to one, they would be surprised to see what it actually looks like and the way that different people's bodies look and the different levels of erection versus softness that people have throughout the day or throughout the hour and based on location. And that a lot of those, I mean, just again, depending on where he's going, some of them have a lot more sexual energy and some of them have a lot lower sexual energy, and they're more, you know, naturist, and it's just like, we just like being naked, not because we all want to have an orgy, but just because we don't like clothing.
Exactly.
So it just depends.
It's, you hit the nail on the head for me. That was really my point. You know, a lot of times these places exist because, you know, people just want the freedom of just being their natural selves. And it's not a sexualized thing. Although, you know, there are people that, you know, can, just like any situation, like you can go to the supermarket and make it a sexual thing, you know, and try to find somebody to hook up, right? Go to the Piggly Wiggly or something, you know. But, you know, like if clearly this is a person that's never been to kind of a nudist or a nudity-free space, and, you know, I appreciate questions like this because, you know, it helps to open people's minds so that you can compartmentalize the sexual part of it out of it and just recognize that this is just a space where, for those who choose to, can be 100% nude, and there's no, you know, judgment and all that kind of fun stuff. And whether you're a grower or not is really, you know, irrelevant until you get into the bedroom. Just facts, right?
And
you
even
know,
then,
so
find the people that makes it irrelevant. You know, it's just like, you don't have, like, I feel like. And again, it's like, I understand the energy behind it, but I think once you become maybe a little more comfortable with yourself and realize a lot of people like just don't care in the moment, then you just take a breath, struggle with what you got. And then if someone does care, then, and that's a problem, then you don't need to be hooking up with that human, you know?
I think it does go back to intentionality. Right?
Yes.
Like, what is your intention of going there? You know, because there are vast majority of people that go to nude resorts, right, are going there because they just don't want to wear clothes or want to have the option of being able to walk around without any clothes, and that's it, right? And while they're there, you know, they may decide to hook up, they may not, or whatever. But but their intention is really to not wear clothes, you know. So I can understand for someone who's never perhaps, you know, been to, you know, a new resort or a clothing optional resort, who's never been to a clothing optional beach, who's never been to like these environments, you know, may look at this as, oh, this is like basically a different, it's like a bathhouse without it being inside a bathhouse kind of situation. Your viewpoint may be very skewed more towards the sex part of it. And yes, that can be something to think about. But the intention of these places is really just to provide a space where, you know, if you want to eat, you want to drink, you want to swim, you want to lay out, you want to do whatever,
without
you can do it without thank you, without tan lines, you know. And so my advice to, you know, to Anonymous is, you know, if you're going into this situation, you know, thinking of this as like a hookup situation, and that your chances of connecting, you know, with people at this nudist resort is going to be lessened because, you know, you're not at full display, you have, in my opinion, you have a couple of options. You could either A, choose not to go, B, stock up on some enhancement options, the little blue pills that allow you to show what you're working with.
I was about to say, be on full display then.
Right. You know, or go and use your apps to hook up with people that are intentionally looking to hook up, you know, like those are your options, you know. But I would challenge you to think about your intention for going to one of these places, even if it's just for the novelty of it, and then really utilize those resources that I just mentioned as a means to the ends that you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm hearing with Anonymous is they're kind of going from 0 to 100.
That part.
You know, they're going from I've never been to how do I go and meet some guy, right?
Yeah.
Or person. I don't know. They said cutie, so we don't know what Anonymous likes.
That's
but
true.
I think we're all assuming that this is a cisgendered gay man.
Yeah.
But I would say, you know, maybe try going someplace that's mixed, you know, that has men and women, gay and straight. And so make it just about being comfortable with your body
Yeah.
and being comfortable interacting with another person in a non-sexual, you know, or flirtatious way. You know, go and talk to some women, or, you know, go and talk to some straight men and just see how that is, just interacting with people, being comfortable in your body before you go all the way to how do I hook up or meet someone that I want to date, and, you know, who's going to possibly judge my body in a particular way.
Yeah, or like to Nick's point, like try like even a new beach before, first, somewhere where it's not costing you. You don't have to go all out your way. Nick, in San Francisco, there's this really cool gay, like nude beach right by the bridge. What's that? Do you know the new beach that I'm talking about?
Well, there's Baker Beach, and then there's a particular part of it. I can't remember
but
the
kind
name
of like, a little around the corner there. Yeah.
Jerrell's like, remember when I saw you, Nick, at that beach? What was the name of that bush called that I saw you?
No,
that
remember
pile of rocks.
Right. But remember I told y'all Fizz and I went to a new beach for his birthday, and that was that's Baker, like I guess north of Baker. But yeah, like, but at that nude beach, I mean, you have everyone there. Like you have, gay, straight, trans, you had everybody, all body sizes and all ethnicities. It was just really amazing and really diverse. And I thought that was amazing.
Was that your first time to a new beach?
That was my first time to a new beach, honestly. Okay. And I thought it was perfect. I was like, wow. Like, and it wasn't there like people just trying to show out and be like, look at me. It was people just knew that a beach, just having a good time, having some drinks, sunbathing, listening to music, smoking some weed, like getting in the water. And then I heard about some damn sharks and I said, no, bring my back.
Getting my ass out this water.
No, but that was amazing. And I would highly recommend doing something like that.
Yeah. There's a freedom in it. Like it goes back to literally you can't hide from anything. Like you're literally just stark ass naked. And there's a weird freedom behind it. Yes, there's an anxiety potentially at first, but once you kind of
it don't last long.
It doesn't, because you realize nobody's really looking at you. No one's checking. No. Like they're with their crew, whatever, and that's what you kind of finally realize, like, hold on, nobody's checking me unless they want to, like, unless you're giving that energy. And so, yeah, I think, Nick, you nailed it. It's just like maybe that 0 to 100 moment. Okay, go 0 to 20, boo. Go 0 to 30, like you could go 65. So, that's an interesting
even encourage yourself being naked around home more often too. Getting used to just being in your own skin. Like, shit, I don't got no pants on right now. Like,
not surprising.
Like, that's the weekend. I mean,
well, community, continue to send your questions to aya@minorityReport.com or DM us, text us if you're our friends or whomever. But we continue to like these questions. And that's a good one. That was a different kind of question that we haven't had before. So appreciate sending that in. Again, aya@minorityReport.com.